Once upon a time in the quaint town of Willowbrook, there lived a young man named Max. Max was known for his sharp mind and keen analytical skills, which made him a successful architect. However, his greatest strength was also his biggest challenge. He couldn't stop overthinking. Every decision, big or small, became a labyrinth of possibilities and potential pitfalls in his mind. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day of work, Max found himself sitting on a park bench, lost in thought. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the park, but Max was too absorbed in his worries to notice. As he sat there, an elderly woman with a warm smile approached and sat next to him. She seemed to radiate calm and wisdom. "Good evening," the woman said gently. "You look like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders." Max sighed deeply. "I guess you could say that. I can't stop thinking about everything that could go wrong with my projects. It's like my mind is stuck in a never-ending loop." The woman nodded understandingly. "I used to be like you, always overthinking. It took me a long time to learn how to quiet my mind. Would you like to hear a story?" Max, intrigued, nodded. "Sure, I'd love to." The woman began. "Many years ago, there was a young sailor named Leo. Leo loved the sea, but he was constantly anxious about the dangers it held. He would spend hours each night worrying about storms, pirates, and all the things that could go wrong on his voyages. His overthinking made him miserable and robbed him of the joy of sailing. One day, an old fisherman named Hugo noticed Leo's distress. Hugo invited Leo to go fishing with him. As they sailed into the calm waters, Hugo said, "Leo, do you see how the sea is always moving, yet the water right under our boat is still and clear?" Leo nodded, puzzled. "Yes, but what does that have to do with anything?" Hugo smiled. "The sea is like our minds, always in motion with thoughts and worries. But if you focus on the present moment, like the water beneath our boat, you'll find clarity and peace. Overthinking is like trying to control the waves. It's impossible, but you can always find calm by focusing on what's right in front of you." Leo took Hugo's advice to heart. He learned to ground himself in the present, to let go of the endless what-ifs and focus on what he could do in the moment. Gradually, his anxiety lessened, and he rediscovered his love for the sea. The woman looked at Max, her eyes twinkling. "Overthinking is a storm you can't control, but you can always find your calm by focusing on the present moment. Breathe, take it one step at a time, and let go of the rest." Max sat quietly, absorbing her words. The park, with its gentle breeze and golden light, seemed to reflect the peace he felt beginning to settle in his mind. "Thank you," he said sincerely. "I think I needed to hear that." The woman smiled and patted his hand. "Remember, Max, the present moment is your anchor. Use it whenever the storm of overthinking tries to pull you away." From that day on, Max practiced focusing on the present. Whenever his thoughts began to spiral, he would take a deep breath and ground himself in the here and now. Over time, he found a sense of peace and clarity he had never known before. The labyrinth of his mind became a serene path, one step at a time.